Now, it's Remembrance Day tomorrow, and a little later on today, we're going to speak to an ex-vet, Andy, who went to Afghanistan twice, saw some pretty horrific things, survived a roadside bomb, had PTSD as a result of it, and he's talking about some of the amazing work that's now happening to support our soldiers. And you wanted to touch on that today as well, because when people think of exercise physiology, we may think of an injury, or we might be trying to improve mobility. We don't naturally go to helping us with PTSD, but apparently that's one of the biggest things that can help us.
Yeah, so look, one of our main clienteles is PTSD, so we see a lot of the police, ambos, fireys and vets as well. So we've been doing PTSD treatment for probably the last 15 years, and exercise is probably one of the most important modalities in terms of helping these guys and girls get through what they're going through. And people don't understand what they actually deal with and what they have to face every day. And, you know, a lot of the people that we see, it usually comes to the forefront because of an injury. So they've stopped moving, they've stopped exercising, and they didn't realise how much that, you know, the movement and exercise was actually helping keep everything at bay.
Because, as you said, when that does stop, the mind then just goes crazy, because when you've got that outlet each day and you're getting the endorphins and you're physically feeling okay, as you said, you can kind of, not mask, but you can kind of keep everything levelled. When that stops, though, that's when depression can set in and all sorts of things, PTSD. How do we get motivated? How do these people then get motivated, though, to get back into it? Because that's one of the biggest problems is you have no motivation.
No, and look, if I had the keys to, you know, kicking in motivation, I'd be retired and not sitting here, because I'd be worth millions. Like, motivation is one of the biggest sort of challenges that they face, because, you know, just getting out of bed is a challenge every morning. So a lot what we do is obviously work with the clients to find what floats their boat in terms of the type of movement that they enjoy. And one of the benefits of coming to an exercise physiologist is the amount of variety that we know in terms of exercise. And whether it's cardiovascular, strength training, mobility, any type of, you know, yoga, Pilates, all of that sort of stuff is highly beneficial. And everyone that's sort of going through these mental health issues, they need to be able to obviously start moving, and it's just about having that support, that knowledge and that ability to be able to help them through the bad times and the dark times, and things get pretty dark for them at times.
So, Mark, there's a lot of trust involved in, finally making the step to pick up the phone and call and make an appointment, come in. What work goes into building that trust with someone and getting to know them and then tailoring a program around their needs? Yeah,
look, it's about getting to understand the individual and not putting pressures on them, and obviously communicating with them at a real level, not sitting there as a practitioner going, you must do this and this is what I suggest. It's about getting to know the individual, their background, their family, what keeps them going, what motivates them to, keep pushing through the dark times. And the thing is, it's about developing that connection. And I mean, one of the things about our studio is it's crazy in there. Like, there's lots of laughter, there's lots of fun. It's not that clinical setting. So people, obviously come in and feel that they're associated with a family, but it's also about the education around the benefits of exercise, because what people don't realise is that when you're going through mental health issues, there's actually a chemical shift within the brain, and you actually stop producing the happy drugs. So dopamine, norepinephrine, all of the things that keep you happy. And
you physically do change.
You physically do change, like they've actually done functional MRIs and can prove that people are suffering from PTSD because there's components of the brain that just stop working. So, one of the things that people are going through with mental health issues is they really crave sugary food, because, it's either medication, sugary food or exercise are the three big things that people need to be able to get back on top of this mental illness. And PTSD is just the top of the range in terms of mental illness.
Well, Mark, it's such a big thing. It's so interesting. And I guess really good to hear some of the benefits today and why people should make that first step if you're feeling like...
and look, you could talk about it for hours, because the ability for exercise to help people with mental health is just endless. But it's just the hard step is taking that first step to be able to say, hey, I need help.
One step at a time.
It's one step at a time, and it's, an exercise is just one component of sort of that whole piece of putting people back together.
2NURFM, a broadcast service of the University of Newcastle.